Hello, all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is such a joy to be here with you all again. Welcome to Women Together Connect. We have with us Muriel Murphy, who I will introduce in just a few moments, but so glad that you were here with us, Muriel. Thank you. My name is Antoinette, and I'm the host of Women Together and Women Together Connect. It is wonderful to have you all here. I will share a little bit about what Women Together is. And today we have a special session in which we will really dive into an embodied practice. So an embodied experience of restoration, which for many reasons, many of us need this now more than ever. So what we've been doing together in Women Together is we've been sharing with one another an experience of just being and becoming our best selves. The origins of this are stem with Eileen Fisher, and Eileen is a clothing designer. And when she first started the clothing company, and designing clothing, she really wanted to design something that would allow women to feel comfortable and confident in their bodies. And over the last 30 plus years, she really has been diving more and more into her own practices and wanting to share that with other women to go beyond the clothes and kind of go deeper into allowing us to feel free in ourselves and who we are. So to that end, we created Women Together, where we have in-person events and, just finding different ways and practices to connect with each other and with ourselves. And those in-person events have been wonderful. But during this time of COVID and the crisis that we've experienced, we found that this online space that we created to do these tiny practices with each other was actually a really opening space for us to connect in ways that may have not been familiar at one point, although now we are all probably quite Zoom proficient. So we initially started doing these connections to just keep the practices going. Sometimes we go to a retreat or we go out for an experience and we just feel, oh, I'm so refreshed. And then we come back to our day-to-day lives and it's hard to maintain that sort of refresh feeling throughout our days and throughout our lives. And so we created this in-between moment of being able to connect with each other. And we've been doing that week after week and have been joined by incredible teachers who have generously given their time to share with us their experience and their practices and what's worked for them and for their communities. So we will be joined by Muriel, who will take us into a self-awakening practice of restorative yoga, which she will give us different modifications for. And before we do that, I'd like to offer us just a moment of stillness, which we often use things called tiny practices. Today we're doing a little bit of a larger practice, but we can take these tiny practices at any point in time, in any time of our day. So I share often this little chime, which we can use to just connect with each other. And I'll ring the chime to get us started, and I'll ring the chime to bring us back. And what we'll do is just, if you can, get both feet flat on the ground, if that's available to you, and then exhaling everything out. And as we do this, you can inhale and just follow your breath. As we do this, just recognizing that no matter what is going on in the world, there is a great deal happening in our towns, our cities, our state, our countries. And as we inhale and exhale, we're going to connect into the vertical. So on the inhale, let the inhale draw down to the base of the spine. And on the exhale, let the air actually rise up to the crown of the head. And you can do that by following with your energy and attention. So inhale the energy dropping down to the base of the spine. And exhale the energy up to the crown of the head. And as you follow this vertical connection, perhaps also giving and taking what we need and what we can give to the world. So on the inhale, just taking in what you need. Perhaps there's a quality that you want a little bit more of right now. And as you exhale, through the crown of the head, maybe push out something that you believe needs to be felt in the world. So right now, I'm inhaling love. And on the exhale, I'm exhaling peace. And you do what's right for you and what's needed for you now and what's needed for the world. And just knowing that the breath is always here for us to return to. I'll ring the chime for you to continue your practice on your own. And I'll ring the chime to bring us back together. Thank you all for taking that moment together. So as we come back to our screens and come back to each other, and recognize that we will have continued conversations and dialogues about all the things that we need to have that about, and that at any point in the day and many points throughout our lives, the body can be a tool for really allowing us to land and to reawaken. And I'll introduce Muriel Murphy, who has been really an integrative healing arts practitioner for many years. I first met Muriel in Italy, actually, and really had my own transformative experience with Muriel's yoga and just the space that she holds with intuition and grace. So I don't even know that we need more words to really dive into the power that is Muriel. But what I would like to do is just turn it over to you and have you guide us through this practice. Thank you for being here, Muriel. We might need you to unmute. I don't know if I can do it. There you go.
Okay, there we go. Thank you so much, Antoinette, for inviting me to join Women Together. I love being with women. There's something about having an all women energy in a circle like this. And so I'm very grateful to be here. And so I'll just give you guys a little bit of a context, and it's so nice to see everyone. I actually scrolled down and took a look at everybody who is on the screen, and it's just really beautiful to see everybody. So what you'll need is really, really basic. You'll just need a space on the floor. And I put a chair there, so if you're not able to be on the floor, I'll show a few modifications in a chair. You don't actually need a bolster or a blanket. I actually have a few bolsters and blankets, but so if you feel like you need a little more support, take a couple of blankets or a stack of towels and just have it close by so it's there for you for support. And these are the practice is self-awakening yoga, and I have to honor my teacher, Don Stapleton, who was the dean of Kripalu Yoga for 20 years. About 20 years ago, and he took Feldenkrais inspired movements and Alexander technique, and he developed this practice called self-awakening yoga. And it had a very profound effect on me, so much so that I studied with him for like 15 years, and he taught me this. So it's my honor to share these practices with you. So I'm just going to get started, and I like to do a little demonstration just so you can see what the practices are. And then I'll also do a quick demo on the floor to show that. I mean, I'm on the chair as well. So I'll show the floor first. And if you're not able to lay on the floor, you can sit in the chair, and I'll show that in just a moment. So the floor, one of the first movement inquiries, and these are basic movement inquiries. So you use your own body in relationship to gravity on the ground. And the first one is called heel rocking. And so just watch first, and then I'll guide you through it with my voice. Heel rocking is just basic movement of the heels sticking on the sticky mat, and then you push on the gas with your foot and pull your toes towards your face. But as you can see, it's kind of a faster, more rhythmic motion, so it loosens the muscles on the back chain of the body. Then another motion is called hip thumping, and it's also really simple. You put your foot on the floor, make your foot a little bit wider than hip width distance. You push your foot into the floor and you roll your hip up like this. So you're suspended, you're engaged here. And then you let your hip thump down, and then you're unengaged. So it's like this: on, off, engage, let go. And then you sync your breath up with the movement. So you inhale through the nose, exhale, huh. And I want to encourage you to have that kind of sound effect, that let go effect, because that is the effect. When you let go with a sound, then you let go in the cellular tissues of your body. So you're engaging the muscles to hike the hip up, and then you let them go. So this is sort of like an active release work, and it's also cellularly you're engaging and you're letting go, and it balances the nervous system of action and relaxation. So that's hip thumping. Shoulder thumping is really similar. It looks like this. You allow the shoulder blade to be heavy on the floor, and you sort of pretend like your arm doesn't have an elbow joint and it's just one long bone. And then you relax the hand, the wrist, and the fingers, and the shoulder blade's heavy on the floor. Then you peel it up and let it land. And then you sync the breath up. You engage, inhale through the nose, exhale, this is on, this is off, this is engaged, this is letting go. Another motion that we'll do is called pendulum arms. So keep pretending like you don't have elbow joints and your arms are just one long straight bone, and you pull, pull, pull to the side. And as you pull all the way to the side, you allow your head to stay heavy on the floor, and then your head gets pulled along for the ride, and then you pull, pull, pull to the other side. So there's effort when you pull, and then you come up through center, and that's where you let go. Empty coat sleeve arms. You put your hands over your elbow points, and I like to show these before I ask you to do them so you can actually get a visual, and then you can copy what you've seen. And then you bring the arms over to the side, and that's the off. And then the arms come up through center, and then they go to the other side. You let the rest of your body just be in Shavasana. Okay, so there's a couple other motions that I can just talk you through really clearly and slowly. And to show it on the chair, the the motion of hip thumping would look like this, where you would sit kind of like on the edge of the chair. Let me show from the side. So you sit on the edge of the chair like this, up towards the edge, and you brace yourself with your arms, and then you just lift the hip away, and then you let it thump down. You lift the hip away, and you let it thump down. And the same thing with the arms. You would lean back on the chair like this, and then you could do a shoulder thump on the chair. You could also do pendulum arms. The only difference is you won't have a headrest for your chair, but it's possible to do it on the chair in those ways. So lay flat on your back with nothing on your mat, just your body. Make sure that your head is on the mat, your heels are on the mat. And I'll be doing this practice as I talk you through it. So if any moment you're like, what is going on? How do I do this? Just look over at the screen and you'll be able to see me. So make sure you guys can all see me. Is it all clear? You can see my mat really clearly? Excellent, wonderful. Okay, so laying flat on your back, just take a moment to breathe. Take a nice big full breath in and exhale, let out a sound. Give yourself permission to just let go, let go, let go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. So I coach the breath the whole way through because it's not a normal way of breath. It's a way to access that action and relaxation, balancing the nervous system of engaging and letting go. And then begin this heel rocking motion by pushing on the gas and then pulling the toes towards the face with your heels pushing into the sticky mat. And now let go of your head. So just allow your head to rock with the heels. And whatever the heels are doing, the hips are doing, the shoulders are doing, and even relax the back of the knuckles on the floor, and you'll feel the skin on the back of the knuckles rocking. Big inhale through the nose, exhale. If heel rocking had a sound effect, what would come out of you? What is your sound of letting go? Just a little bit longer. So I will say that this heel rocking motion makes your ankles and your shins feel a little bit tired and hot, but just keep it going. Just build a little strength and stamina. It's kind of like we're going through the fire, right? Okay. Just a little bit longer heel rocking, and then pause and do nothing. Pause. Let the legs go. Feel any pulsing or streaming or tingling sensations. And then bend your right knee. Simply put your right foot flat on the floor, not too close to your buttocks, and then heel toe your right foot slightly to the right. So it's a little wider than hip width distance. And then push the foot into the floor, roll the right hip towards the left. So the whole pelvis will roll as one unit. Leave the left side completely relaxed on the floor, and then let the right hip roll back down and thump. So actually, this is called hip thumping. Hip thumping, the whole hip rolls up, the whole hip thumps down. And now add the breath. Inhale on, exhale, And so how heavy is your right hip? When you allow your right hip to be as heavy as it actually is. This is me engaging. This is me letting go. Close your eyes and allow yourself to go inside and just explore the inner landscape of your own organism. So this is an opportunity to witness your experience without controlling it. Just like, oh, okay, what is happening? What wants to happen? What is being revealed to me in this moment with this motion? And if you have a lot of hip tension, you might realize, wow, okay, so something is letting go. I can let go. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale as you raise the hip up, exhale. Couple more times, right side hip thumping. Can you relax the hands, the neck, the face, the throat, the jaw as you move through? And then come back down, straighten your right leg completely, relax your right leg, and just notice the difference between the two sides here. And now bend your left knee, place the sole of the left foot flat on the floor, heel toe the left foot a little bit to the left, and press the left foot into the floor. Roll the left hip bone towards the right side. Right leg is relaxed completely. And then the left hip rolls up, the left hip thumps down. Inhale, engage. Exhale, let go. And give it some sound. Some of you are by yourself and you can really make a loud sound. I just say make a loud sound regardless of who's with you in the room. Just This is your sound effect of letting go. So whatever we hold in our mind, in our thoughts, in our awareness, is always somewhere in our cellular tissues. You know, one of my teachers used to always say, our issues are in our tissues. So here's your opportunity to explore that and let it go. Couple more times hip thumping. So I want to emphasize that if you take this a little more slowly and you kind of pause at the top of the inhale and then exhale, and pause at the bottom of the exhale, you really have this differentiation between, oh, this is action, and this is relaxation. And then the nervous system starts to balance within that. Couple more times, left side hip thumping. What is in my left hip that I could just release and let go of right here, right now? Okay. And then bend two knees. I didn't demonstrate this one. And if you're seated on the chair, you can still follow along with your feet flat on the floor. And then start to just rock your hips around on the floor or on the chair in a little bit of a circle. So if you're on the chair, you're going to feel the connection of your sit bones. If you're on the floor, you'll feel the back of the pelvis drawing a big circle on the floor. And here you get to explore, okay, how does my circle feel? And then bring the breath online with it. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then take the circle the other way. So we always start with our habit, right? So the circle that you started with is like your habit. And it might feel a little strange to go the other direction, but just keep with it, because we build new neural pathways and new ways of doing things, which is great, because then we build new dendrites in our brain and it actually makes us smarter. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then the last part of the pelvis, I mean, I could go on for hours and hours with this practice with you all. I wish I had 2 hours with you guys, but maybe in the future we'll do something. And then just tap the sacrum pelvis on the ground. So be really careful here. You don't want to push and pound the sacrum pelvis, but you want to just tap it and find the just right pressure for you. Let some sound out as you tap. Inhale through the nose, exhale. And just kind of dismantle any tension that you're holding around the sacrum pelvis on the back line. And then relax the whole pelvis, straighten both legs. Let me check my time here. All right, I think we're doing okay. Bring your right arm up. Okay, let's do this. Let's do we're gonna do alternate shoulder thumping. So bring 2 arms straight up. And again, pretend like you don't have an elbow joint and you've just got these straight arms. Relax your wrist, relax your palms and your fingers, sort of like Frankenstein arms, okay? And then feel the heaviness of your 2 shoulder blades on the floor. Oh, okay. So a lot of times we're really poised in our shoulders, especially during this whole entire COVID and now with what's going on with the racial injustice. I'm just naming that. It's a lot to hold, and we tend to hold things in fight, flight, or freeze in our shoulders, especially. So take this opportunity to release that. Pull the right shoulder blade up and thump it down. Inhale, pull the left shoulder blade up. Exhale, So mind you, you're not slamming your shoulder blade to the floor. There's no effort, just gravity is doing its thing. The shoulder peels up, the shoulder thumps down. This is engaging, this is letting go. The only thing that you really need to keep in mind is that your elbow doesn't bend. And at first, this motion might not come so easily, but just stay with it for a little bit and just see if you can start to adapt this. I'm engaging and lifting, and then I'm letting go. Give it some sound. And again, slow it down. Pause as you inhale and engage. Exhale. Don't be fast so that you're rushing to the on. So that's another thing that happens when we're in fight, flight, or freeze. We kind of rush around on. But here you just have just these little moments in time to go, oh, that's what it feels like to be off for just a second. To let go for just a moment. A little horse lips here. Couple more times, right side, left side. Now stop your shoulder thumping, bring your hands together over your chest, interlace your fingers so you make one strong fist. Keep your elbows strong and straight and pull to the right. Head is heavy on the floor, and then as you come up through center, that's off. And then pull to the left. And you come up through center. Inhale, engage. Exhale through the mouth. Let go. So this is part of the head, neck, and shoulder release sequence. So allow your neck and your throat and your face to relax completely. The only thing working here is the shoulders. You're pulling with your hands like a little pulley system inside your own body. You pull, 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 and then you, and then come back to center. Now bend your elbows and cup your palms over your elbow points. Keep your arms above the line of your chest, relax your legs, and then drop your arms to the right, but hold the elbows. Don't let go of the elbows. Inhale up through center, and now dropping to the side is off. Inhale up through center, exhale, let go. So if you're on the chair, you can just lean back on the chair and do these motions on the chair. This one's called empty coat sleeves. Are your toes relaxed? And your head just kind of gets a little pulled along for the ride. So it might just start to follow the direction of your elbows. And then you could deliberately start to turn your head away from the direction of your elbows for more of a head, neck, and shoulder release. Good. Okay, come back to center. Bend your knees and just hold on to your knees for a moment. When you hold your knees, allow your legs to become heavy so it pulls your arms straight, and just rock on your sacrum, pelvis with heavy legs, and then roll all the way from one side to the other. And when you land on your side, you just land and allow yourself to roll the floor a little bit. And then you can take it to the other side. And just rolling from side to side. This one's called the baby rolls around in the crib. And as you hold your knees, you start to sense and feel. This is sort of how a baby discovered how they can start to migrate up to sit. So that's all we have time for today. Like I said, I would love more time, but we will hopefully be able to do more together. And I want to thank you guys for trying this.
Good, Muriel. I want to just stay on the floor.
I know. It's actually such a grounding practice in a time that we're unsteady and we're ungrounded. This is a really good practice to come to. And so I just invite you to keep exploring and trying more of this out. Your body will help you discover the way with just those four, the hips and the shoulders.
So delicious. My body just feels very nourished. And it's
Mm.
something that I really feel is needed in this time. So thank you for that. And we were able to live stream this portion um, to YouTube. So we have you on there, and if you want to go
Oh,
back,
wonderful.
be part of that again, or just experience that again, it's there. So um, what we'll do is move into breakouts now. And perhaps the question that you can take into breakouts to just connect with each other from this kind of deeply nourishing space is just connecting with each other for 10 minutes or so. And actually, I think we have a little more time, so we could do 15 minutes in breakouts. And if you're in Zoom, and then just share with each other, what practice will you take with you to restore yourself and restore your body, and just be able to come back and land back in the body um, in this time. So we'll come back and we'll hear some closing words from all of us in Zoom and with Muriel. But for those of you who are watching on YouTube, thank you for joining, and we'll see you again next week for our next Women Together Connect. For those of you on Zoom, we'll turn to each other in breakouts. And as you turn to each other in breakouts, the invitation, and in YouTube, if you'd like to comment, you're welcome to. But as we turn to each other in breakouts on Zoom, the invitation is to connect with each other from a deeper heart space. So really beyond the words, beyond kind of the what do you do, or whatever. You'll share your name and where you are, but maybe going beyond what you might normally experience. So shifting to speaking to your own experience, making sure there's time for everybody to speak. We'll have about 2 minutes each to share, and about 15 minutes total, about 5 people per room. So enjoy your time together in breakouts, and we'll see you back here in about 15 minutes.